What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to Stocks by the Numbers. And today I just wanted to take a quick look at an EV company because I know I saw LAC, the video got a decent amount of views, actually. A heck of a lot more than the rest of my videos so far. And I get it, we're younger people, we want lithium, we're looking for smarter cars, smarter devices, and everything like that. I get it. So I just wanted to take a look at one of these EV companies, and I'm probably going to do videos on the rest of them. But Rivian is one that kind of throws me for a loop because what's really starting to piss me off is that, like, if a company is somehow involved in lithium or, all these EV companies, I mean, they literally popped up out of left field, right? Remember, everyone dogged Elon Musk when he started Tesla and was saying that he wants to use lithium batteries and make electric vehicles. Right? It took a while even for him to get approval and for him to really start rolling out cars over there at Tesla, right? Because in the beginning, the company really wasn't doing anything. And now all of a sudden, quarter over quarter, they're just consistently beating earnings and revenues consistently keep climbing quarter over quarter, year over year. And now it's like a phenomenal staple of a company that everyone and their brother wants to own and wishes they got in early. But when I look at a company like Rivian here, I mean, this company is absolutely horrendous. I mean, horrendous might be a strong word, but I mean, they're still young. They're still developing. And this is what pisses me off, because just because they're in the EV space, everyone thinks that this is going to moon. And this company is tremendously overvalued, in my opinion. It's not even close. First of all, look at where we started out here. I mean, this is a one-year chart. We're going back to November of 2021. Look at this, $130. I remember finding this like halfway through down here at like 60, 66. And obviously still seeing it was overvalued because the company wasn't doing anything. But you're telling me they're worth billions and billions of dollars. I mean, that's just not how it works. So, here we're sitting here at $27 a share. We have a $24 billion market cap. They're losing $14.50 per share. That is atrocious. Over here, somehow they beat by 1 cent on the EPS side last quarter. But look at these revenues. I mean, last year they just brought in $55 million. We switch over to the quarter. Look, last quarter, $95 million. Now, don't get me wrong. It went from nothing to $1 million to $54 million to $95 million. So, slowly growing. And, for the company, I guess you can say, that's good news because, they're getting a few more orders, they're starting to sell a few more cars, so they're making a couple of bucks. All right, awesome. However, this company, you're telling me the company's making 50, 60, 80 million dollars, yet you're telling me the company's worth $24 billion. I mean, this is not even a question here. And, again, I know it kind of sucks that I'm making the channel late. And, the company's been around trading for a little while because, let me tell you something, on day one here at $130, this was an insta short. And everyone and their brother who has the capital and has the status in their trading account to where they can short shares, let me tell you, they are waking up and just shorting Rivian because it's a slam dunk. It's we never use the G word, which is guarantee, but it's basically a guarantee. I mean, you're telling me a company that's worth like a couple of $100 million is worth $24 billion. So, of course, it's going to slowly sell off. And I remember hearing back here, I just remember this $60 point because I remember end of February here, mid-February, this was around the time I remember one quarter where Amazon posted earnings. And I think they actually like slightly missed on revenue, but the stock still went up. And like in the report, they were talking about, oh, well, we got the stake in Rivian, and I don't even remember what the hell nonsense they said. But when you have a company that, IPO'd at 130, and now it's down 50% at 60, fast forward, we're down below 30, and they're barely making any money or doing any business. Like you can't point to that as a positive for me. This is not a positive. This is a massive negative. This is an unbelievable liability anchor that they have on their balance sheet, and they propped up Amazon. I think they actually went up a few percentage points after that earnings report, even though they missed on revenue and they're talking about a stake in like a dead company. That's like a stick in the mud. So it took all the way up until here for them to actually start making a couple of dollars. And again, look what they're making, 95 million last quarter. Like, again, it's good that the revenues have been growing for the last 2-3 quarters in a row. Maybe they're actually starting to do some business. But remember, look at the market cap, $24 billion. We switch over to TradingView. I mean, look at this. Look at this trend here, right? So that's going down. And this most likely is going to pull back down into here. Bottom range is going to be, what, $15 about if it gets back to this lower trend line, if we extrapolate this out. But it's supposed to be even lower. It really is supposed to be even lower. This stock should be down like 90-95% minimum, in my opinion, from where it is right now. $24 billion market cap, currently doing, $50-80 million in revenue. I mean, if the market cap stays at $1 billion, it would still be overvalued. Which means what? We're looking at like a $1 or $2 stock or something from this level. I mean, drastically overvalued still. I mean, this is basically like Robinhood all over again. This is a company that isn't really doing much, isn't really bringing in revenue, yet for some reason it's overvalued. And again, this is what pisses me off about these financial institutions, right? Because they went to these big banks and, they got the funding and they wanted to go public and have an IPO. And this was 52-week range. Look, at one point it was almost $180 a share. I mean, that is almost 6 times as high as where it is now. So look at that market cap. That would make almost $150 billion at one point that this company was valued at. $150 billion for having no revenue, and just now, in the last quarter or two, finally bringing in a measly $50-90 million in revenue. That is embarrassing. If you guys have the capital, I mean, listen, all companies that IPO aren't going to move like this. They're all not going to be tremendously overvalued like this. But let me tell you something. These EV companies, these new tech companies, I mean, when these companies go public, the first thing I would implore all of you to do is to check the balance sheet and really find out exactly how much business that this company is doing. Because if I had the capability when Rivian went public to short the stock, I would have sold the shirt off my back to short every single possible share that I potentially could. Because it was basically a slam dunk home run. I mean, a layup. This is a layup. So again, in my opinion, I mean, even if Warren Buffett steps in and takes a stake in Rivian from here, it really doesn't matter because the numbers and the revenue are not justifying the value of the company right now. So this company to stay at a $24 billion market cap here at roughly $27.5 a share, I mean, this company has to take in minimum $5-10 billion in revenue for the year to maintain $24 billion market cap. And they're not. They're bringing in like $100 million this year. So this company should be going down in an earlier round, and we're looking at a $1 stock. That's basically how simple it is. The trend looks terrible here on TradingView. I see no technicals that could really help this out. And even if there are short-term technicals, it's really irrelevant. If you want to quickly try to flip this company and jump in some calls and try to catch a pop one day, more power to you. I really do wish you the best of luck. But at the end of the day, again, on this channel, I look more for investments, not necessarily for trades. I do some short-term trades. If you want to check in my Discord, it's in the description of every video. But I'm telling you right now, this is a $1 stock, and if you are able to buy long-term puts or potentially even short shares, in my opinion, I mean, this is exactly what we look for. We look for something that is blatantly undervalued or blatantly overvalued. And in my opinion, looking at a company like Rivian here, this is a $1 stock. This is a $1 stock. When they start bringing in hundreds of millions or break that $1 billion revenue mark, and people are actually talking about their vehicles and making it their business and making it a priority to go out and buy a Rivian EV, then we can talk about where this company is going to rebound and where it could be in the next 12, 24, 36 months. But in my opinion, you give this company 18 to 24 months, again, this should be $1, maybe even less, looking at the valuation. But again, I just wanted to bring this to your attention. I know a lot of people talking about lithium. They're talking about EV companies. Just because it's an EV company, they think it's going to fly to the moon. And again, men lie, women lie, numbers do not lie. So once again, this is Stocks by the Numbers. I want to thank you all for stopping by. I appreciate it. Just like everyone on YouTube says, we love to say this. Give a thumbs up on the video. Give it a like. It really helps the algorithm. Subscribe to the channel if you like the videos and the content that I'm putting out. And if you guys want me to talk about a specific company, or if you disagree or agree with what I'm saying, leave it down in the comment section below. Anything you guys bring to my attention, I'll take a few minutes and I'll look at it. I'm more than happy to do that for you guys. So again, I appreciate the time. Thanks for stopping by. Moving forward in this volatile market, we were up 400 at the open. Now we're down 300 here going into the afternoon. So moving forward, I wish everyone success. I hope everyone makes a couple of dollars. And thanks for stopping by.